If you were trying to ship a Haag-Streit BM slit lamp in a BQ shipping container, it looks like it's going in, but it just doesn't work. It has to be modified to be able to make a BM fit in a BQ shipping container. It may look like it's going to fit, but it's just not the same. So we're going to try to modify this container so that this BM slit lamp will fit halfway, and then the other side will fit halfway, and then both sides will collapse and be sturdy. I've found that if you were to cut 6 different pieces off of this BQ container, then a BM would fit. Piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here, and a piece here. So starting on this piece, we need to cut a piece here because this is going to rest underneath it and it doesn't line up, so we need to cut right here. If you look above and just go straight down, you could just take a notch out of there for that piece. For the joystick, we just cut a little piece off here and then cut it down at a little angle, little pie shape, and then make it flat here. That will enable the joystick to fall into place. And then on this piece, if we go ahead and cut this little piece completely out flush, and then on this one, after you've cut a little bit more for the joystick, you could just angle right from this square, just angle it down here, just cut it, leaving a little space above the joystick, just straight down, and then starting a little lower than flush, start cutting flush, a little lower than flush, and then go up to flush, and then just cut straight across to remove this piece, so that this surface right here is completely flat. Might have a little bit of a recessed area right here where this is going to go in. So see, we're notching out here for the arm, and this is going to be flat all the way across so that your arm can slide this way. Right now it's pushed in here, but it needs to go this way to lay flat. And then over here on the next piece is we need to notch out for the knob. This looks like it's fitting, but it's not really in place yet. When it's going to be in position, it's going to rest a little bit on top of here, so we need to notch it. So I'm going to turn around here. So if we were looking at this edge, go straight across And if we were looking at this area where this stereo variator rested, stop there. If we were to start there and just notch that out a little bit, then our knob would fit in, our knob. And then the last piece is, here's our original spot. We're trying to get this to fit into here, but to lay in there, we've got to notch out. And so, if you were notching here, if you went, like here's this edge, just go forward a little bit, and from there all the way to here, sort of the midway point of this area, you're cutting down, and we're going to be going lower than this original area. I'm going to turn this around so you can look at it. So we're going to be cutting a little deeper, and then a little bit in front of where this line is, I'm going to cut down and then round it out to where this point is, sort of halfway in this little line right here. And be notching this out. So you could leave a little lip. That's not going to be touching at all. So you could leave that, or you could cut it out. But this has to be a little bit lower. And you see how it's configured, just a little bit past the square. Notch it all the way down here to where it's somewhat half of this line right here. And if we pull that out, then we should have a clear notch for that. So if you cut that out, turning it around, cut this out, cut this out, making this flat, a little recessed here, angled here, the cut, make a piece out of here for our knob, and then widen our joystick a little bit and make it flush so it'll sit down. Then the BM will fit. Okay, we're going to put our BM slit lamp in here and see how flush it is. You might want to run it all the way down. Make sure it's collapsed. So here we have our BM slit lamp in a BQ container. It's sitting flush. It's halfway. If you're looking at it halfway, it's going to be half of the slit lamp is resting here. This is recessed, this knob. Your arm is resting solid on this platform. We cut out for this so that this is now resting here. Everything is solid. Coming up here, we have a space for our knob. This is fitting flush on this raised platform. We have a little room where our binocular folds down a little bit. This is all flat. And over here we have notched out for our upper assembly here. This is all nice and flat. If we look down halfway, we can see that we are halfway. The slit lamp is sitting halfway in the box. So if we did the same thing on the other side, then we should have an enclosed unit. Here's our other half. We've cut out a notch here for the knob. We've made a little space for our joystick here going forward. We've cut out here, and this area is completely flush to make room for our arm. Come up here. We've made a notch for our knob, and we've grooved out for the upper assembly, just like the other side. So now we're going to put it on and see if we have a closed container. You can tell the difference between a BM and a BQ container is because the BM container will have one long side and a short side, but a BQ, they're both equal. So that's the difference. There's different ways you can cut that out. You can use a razor blade, or this is a hacksaw blade with a point cut onto it. But with these methods, you're going to have a lot of dust, styrofoam dust and particles everywhere, and it gets all over the place. Not that good for the environment. If you were fortunate enough to have a heat knife, well, it would be a lot cleaner cutting, but you might not be able to afford a heat knife. And if you use one of these, be sure and wear your mask. If you wanted to watch me while I did one, you can. Something to do, right? So, in conclusion, just cutting out these 6 pieces, not that much, but in the strategic place, enables a BM slit lamp to fit in a BQ shipping box.